Hello, my name is JoeIntro, and I just wanted to welcome you to IT380, Managing IT Projects for Fall 2019. I will be your instructor for the course, and you'll learn a little bit more about me as we continue to move forward. Just think of me as the guy that's been hanging out here at the neighborhood pool all summer long. Just kidding. I actually work a full-time job and do some consulting too. Anyway, kind of busy, but it's kind of nice to head up to the pool every now and then. Just wanted to go through just a couple of little things for housekeeping. Wanted to let you know that this entire course is open from the very first day all the way through the end of the course. Every assignment, the quizzes, they all have dates as to when they're due. We've got a schedule for you that I'll show you quickly now and more detail in a little bit. So there will be no late work accepted. Okay, if you need to go out of town to do some work, if you're going to have a baby during the semester or anything like that, you can work ahead. So just make sure that you know that those dates are firm dates. Okay, each lesson is 2 weeks long, and you'll be using a course schedule that's an Excel document. And let me drag that across onto the screen just so you get your first preview of it. I don't expect you to be able to read it from this recording, but just know that this is the document that I'm talking about when I talk about the course schedule. And it's set up in columns for each different lesson. It's got every bit of information you need on it for the course. So again, I will go over all of this in detail, but it shows you your reading assignments, the due dates, the percentages, the number of points, everything that you wanted to know. And of course, one thing I will say many, many times these first couple of weeks is that assignments are all due at noon on Mondays. Okay, that's something that I've chosen to do. I've been a student online, and I know what it's like to want to have your Sunday afternoons with your family or whatever. You can turn them in anytime before that, but the last minute that they are due is 11:59 a.m., which is noon on Monday. So more about that later. Okay. If you have any general questions, there's a thing called the class bulletin board that I want to show you. And that's so if you post a question there, then other students will see it and they'll be able to jump in and talk about it as well. So let's look at the course just for a second. First of all, under instructor information, you'll see my email address, all of my information. I live up by the airport on the north part of the Kansas City 435 loop. So I can come down to the campus. I have no problem doing that. My daughter actually lives close by there. But I want to do that by appointment only, in person. Otherwise, we will use a program called Zoom, and we'll have virtual offices, and you'll get very familiar with that during lesson one. Also listed a cell phone number, and you can call or text me, but please do that before 9 p.m. because I'm an old guy, and I go to bed early and get up early, okay? Now, back to that class bulletin board. That's an area that you'll want to click here on the left-hand side, and one of the very first things you want to do is click subscribe. So when you subscribe to that, then that will notify you if there's anything posted in that area. Okay, so I highly recommend doing that. Then notice that there are two different posts that I did earlier this summer. So one of them, if you have any questions, just says you can post questions right there, or you can create a thread here, either one you want to do. But the main one, and I'll send this out as an announcement here pretty soon too, but there's a book called the PMBOK that we will be using, the Book of Knowledge, Project Management Book of Knowledge. And there's a PDF version of this available online. There's many of them. And so I've got one here in the course that's an older version, but it's completely free. And believe me, you'll want to download that and take a look at it. Of course, you can buy a copy if you want to, but if you're like me, trying to save a little bit of the bucks, then here's a free version for you. Okay, so enough about that. If you have any private questions, please email me. The class bulletin board will be for general questions. And if you see a question in the class bulletin board and you know the answer, go ahead and reply to it, give them the answer, and then that afternoon or the next day when I get off of work, when I notice it and check the class bulletin board, then I'll confirm that that answer is indeed correct or add any other clarifying information, okay? So let's get ready, let's get going. If I had a diving board, I would say let's jump off the diving board, but my community pool does not have a diving board. So let's just learn a bunch of good stuff in the class, okay? Thanks a lot, and we'll look forward to seeing you in class soon.